I'm going to mute your mic for a second, bro. Okay. Die, die, dum, dum, diddle-dee, dee, dum. I don't have actually, hold on. I have some music that I can play before the intro. I forgot about this one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I've gone past it. Damn you. Damn you. Hold on. Nearly there. Nearly there. Nearly. God, there it is. Pre-intro music by Mojax Happy. We will be streaming in about 90 seconds or less. This is me actually doing a live voiceover. This is not a recorded voiceover. I'm just in a silly mood after several hot coffees. Oh, good evening. I hope you're all good. I hope that life is treating you well. We have a few people in already. I'm not used to coming live and having a few people in. That's amazing. Astounding. Thank you so much for waiting in the back room for me. Very, very grateful. I'm very grateful. How are you all? I am fresh from the backyard from barbecuing. I still smell of smoke. I am completely caffeinated. I have an extra coffee here because I'm feeling a bit wired. I have my children in the house just now, and they are sucking the life out the bandwidth for my internet, my Wi-Fi. And I've got a big bandwidth, okay? It's like the Channel Tunnel. You could chuck a welly boot down that, it's just like, whoa, doesn't touch the sides, man. But when the kids are here, yeah, that gets down to the size of a drinking straw, and you can't chuck a welly down a drink. Well, you could try. The Americans, do you know what a welly boot is? Because it's a terrible analogy if you don't know what I'm talking about, Anyway, if we lose the stream, I'm going to say it right at the start. If we lose the stream at any point, just be totally patient because I have to wait for for Chrome to reset and then restore the pages. But I will come back to you because that's the kind of guy I am. I like to come back. But when this lockdown is partially over, we will get our tech upgrade. I keep talking about this, but it is there. It is waiting, but we just can't get to it because I would not actually want the person that is bringing this to me to get into trouble because I love him too much, and I'm going to wave to him just now in the green room. Haha, thank you, man. Oh, he's sticking his fingers up at me, you swine. You swine, how dare you? He's not really. I'm just saying that because he can't answer back because he's muted. Yeah, okay, he did that time. Right, nice one. Right, tonight we are going to actually join together Covid Chronicles and Covidiot of the Day, because once again, we have somebody in the world that has done a ridiculously super special thing that makes it worthwhile to talk about. And it is also open mic night tonight. So anybody wanting to speak, let me check the Discord to see if there's any messages there first. I'm doing it from the phony wony. And if there is, I will send you the stream key type. Where's my Discord? There it is. Right, nice one. And if we, oh, wow, here we go. Right, there's plenty from Barry. Right, cool. It's all Star Wars stuff. Yeah, we've been chatting Star Wars, which is amazing. Right, okay. So if anybody wants to go live, we have a new Instagram dedicated, absolutely dedicated to us and nobody else. It's called, wait for it, this is going to surprise you, Radio Apocalypse. Yes, Trump again. You got it, Shady. No spoilers. No spoilers with what I'm going to do because it's going to be totally obvious, but it is so game for talking about. It's amazing. So go and have a wee look at Radio Apocalypse on Instagram. Give us a wee follow there because we're doing a social media experiment. This is a brand new account, and I've been looking at working with the algorithm to see what actually does and how it works. And I've researched quite a lot of stuff from people doing dummy accounts and seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I know what to avoid. But one of the most important things to make a social media account work is interaction, would you believe, like comments and me replying to comments and people sharing my posts to their story and stuff. So I'm kind of doing that with my other accounts. My family's doing that with their accounts, but you guys' support would be great. Putting that aside, if you want to go live tonight and come on and discuss any of the topics or the points that we're going to do, let's do that quite happily through the Instagram. Send me a DM on the Instagram, please. My son is trying desperately to send me. You're not getting on. You're not coming on the stream. All right? You can sit there and watch it and comment, but you can come on when we talk about Star Wars, okay? Which will be on a week on Monday, okay? Right, or maybe you'll come on. Listen. Oh, right, he's away in the huff now. Don't cry. Oh, have you just left the stream? What you could get? Right, okay. So Paxton may come on if he's a good boy, right? But they'll just suck the bandwidth out of my streams here. You see, that's why. See, that's... Okay. Anyway, if you want to go live, send me a DM on the Radio Apocalypse Instagram. It's going to be... Am I in the right one? No, I'm not. There we go. Radio Apocalypse Instagram. There we go. I am going to be on that constantly throughout the show. So if you decide to send me a wee message on that, you can do. I will send you the link and change the Wi-Fi password. Barry says I have to change the Wi-Fi password on you guys.
I'll be the one that will tell you how to change it.
That's shocking behavior. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. That's a good try. Right. So, yeah, so send us a wee message in the Instagram on the Radio Apocalypse one if you want to join us tonight, and I'll send you the key from there. So I hope you're all good, and let's just start by playing. In fact, you know what? We've got Lazy Sod in the back room. I'm going to bring him in just now and say good evening to Mr. Lazy Sod. Good evening, good sir. How are you?
Good evening. Not too bad. Tired.
Good.
Sore.
Yeah. You work hard. You work very hard for streamlining all my techie stuff. While I'm busy baking and doing cooking stuff and making barbecues, you're busy at the keyboard with ones and zeros, which I just don't understand. You're an amazing guy, and I genuinely appreciate you. Here is to Mr. Lazy Sod. He is anything but lazy, you know? He just likes you to think that.
Speaking of ones and zeros, I put the live chat for YouTube on the website.
Have you? You're a clever guy. I would not know how to do that sort of stuff, you know?
Might not work on mobile, but that's YouTube's doing, not ours.
Okay, cool. Right, let's see who's in the big chat room just now anyway on the old Tube of You. We have Cognac. He said he's going to come and join us later on, which is great. Cognac, you're always welcome, you know that. We do have Barry, but he's in the stream right now, but he's also looking after the moderation of the chat as well and playing around with it to make sure it's all working fine. So Barry, if I do get chucked out the stream, can you just message people and tell them that I will be back, please, as well, just in case that happens. We've got Equilibrium Virtuoso, who is my son and desperate to come on to stream with us. And I'm quite... What? He sent me a message on Instagram. Oh, boy.
Don't forget to just join the stream. It might echo.
Yeah, you know what? He's actually got a quite a good point there. We could do a stress test to see if it does lag. We're not doing that just now. Not now. Right, cool. We also who else do we have? We have Shady, we have Local Bottom, we have Cognac, we have Barry, we have all my wonderful people that always come in, and I appreciate you guys. It's always nice to have you. Yes, Shady took a great guess at who we're going to mock something silly tonight, and that is the trumpet, the crazy man, the center of the brass band, the trumpet. So let us quickly play the intro for COVID Chronicles, and right after that, COVID dates of the day as well, simply because it's both in one. So here we go. Yeah, we're back with that one. That was great. I got like 2 notes out of that there. Can't wait for the tech upgrade. Let's play the COVID dates of Right, that one was a bit better. I got 3 notes out of that time. These jingles are actually really good when they work for me at my end. I don't know whether you guys get to see the full length of those silly things.
Sounds fine from here.
They sound fine for you. That's good. Well, I'm going to stop complaining. It's just probably my laptop. Okay, so if you didn't know, Donald Trump yesterday, or maybe was it yesterday? Yesterday was Thursday. Yes, suggested in his White House briefing, when he was actually read a report about heat and light destroying the coronavirus, that also disinfectant does as well. Well, we all knew that. That's why we're washing our hands. Don. We like to wash our hands at least once an hour with hot soapy water, sometimes with a medicated soap or a antibacterial soap. But do you know what? Hot soapy water is just as good because it's a surface dwelling virus. It's not going to enter your body unless you have cuts on your hands if it lands there. So he suggested that after learning that disinfectant kills germs and kills things like that, okay, that could we find a way to inject people with disinfectant or something similar? So giving them the benefit of the doubt, okay, giving the benefit of the doubt to this man, I thought to myself, this was because I read it first of all. Oh, I know, you know, maybe he's suggesting that we could find something similar to disinfectant to inject into to clean the lungs and to clean everything because it works really well. Well, I went away and watched the video and no. But we're going to play his response to that video first, and fingers crossed that we don't lose the tune because I've not shared it on it yet. So if we lose it here, I'm going to apologize in advance. Okay, so my hands are off. I clicked first thing and it's just taken ages and ages. Okay. Your phone ran out of batteries. Plug it back in. What do you say? Good. Yes, one less device on the Wi-Fi. Amazing. Right, so okay, right, there it is there. Press share. This is where it usually goes crazy. We could be losing it. We could lose it. We're waiting. It's not responding. It says Chrome is not responding. Oh God, I think I've killed the stream again. It doesn't like me tonight. We're just waiting. We are just waiting. Oh my God. Nope, it's gone. It's gone. We will now double click on Chrome and wait for it to return. God damn.
Yeah, your audio's fine. It's just your picture's frozen.
This will just be, it'll be coming back on in a minute or so. So it'll eventually the audio will go as well. So I'll keep talking, and if my audio.
Okay, your audio was working. Might have spoke too soon on that one. Oopsies. So how's everybody else doing while we're waiting for him to come up? Good. Yeah, we should actually have a whole sound bank of audio clips that we can just play whenever something goes catastrophically wrong. Quite amusing. See, I would, but my daughter's just gone to bed, and I'll get told off.
Come on, camera. There we are. God damn, I swear.
Oh no, scary face!
Oh, thank you. I actually jumped out my skin when you did that, you swine. I actually got a little fright there. Listen, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm going to try and do this again. I do have 4 other windows open with things for tonight. I might just actually start keeping the URL address in a Word document and copy and paste one at a time. Right, so I want to watch the first 2 minutes of this video just now, which seems to be sharing. Oh, I hope. Yes, is it going to come up? It is. Fantastic. Right. This here is Donald Trump's response to what he said. Okay, listen to this. Listen to this.
No, I was asking a question sarcastically to reporters like you, just to see what would happen. Now, disinfectant for...
Oh, what? God, I hate technology. Hold on.
Doing this, maybe on the hands would work. And I was asking the question of the gentleman who was there yesterday, Bill, because when they say that something will last 3 or 4 hours or 6 hours, but if the sun is out or if they use disinfectant, it goes away in less than a minute. Did you hear about this yesterday? But I was asking a very sarcastic question to the reporters in the room about disinfectant on the inside. But it does kill it, and it would kill it on the hands, and that would make things much better. That was done in the form of a sarcastic question to the reporters. Okay.
Right there and then. We're going to keep this stopped just now for a second. He said it was a sarcastic comment. All right, a sarcastic comment. Nonsense. When you see the original one, it's not sarcastic and it's not even directed at reporters. Okay, and just to say, Donald, you know something? Washing your hands with disinfectant or washing your hands with soap and water is not something we just heard about yesterday. You know, I got taught it when I first stood up to pee. You know, did you know that? Did you know that, Lazy, that you wash your hands after you've gone to pee? Did you not get taught that as well when you were a baby? Yeah.
Is that what I've been doing wrong? Damn it, I always got that in the jellyfish sting thing mixed up.
Okay, that's kind of scary. Remind me never to come round to your house. You're never making coffee for me again. It's like Cognac and his
I hate
peanut
to be
flat.
the one that breaks it to you, mate, but I've already been at your house and you've already eaten the food that I prepared.
I know, that's kind of scary. But I'm still here and I'm still alive. I wondered why it smelled so bad. Shocking. Yes, so anyway... let's continue with that video just now because there's basically... No, it's the next one we want to do. I can get rid of that. Okay, we can get rid of that one. Okay, good. Right, that's gone. We're not going to lose the stream. We're still here. Now I'm going to share the next video. This is actually the video with a couple of little comments as well from the news outlet that is that's broadcasting it. I need to scroll back to the right spot to make sure that it's hitting the right bit. And this will be about 2 minutes long, because you want to see where Trump is standing and you want to see the response from the man that he is actually speaking to as well from the public. Right. So let's
show
pause
you
it
how
quickly.
this all played out as the president
I clicked pause.
undermined his top medical experts on stage once again.
Right, it's paused. Good. Right, now we'll just wait for it to catch up. So,
They're being forced to push back hard against President Trump's latest suggestions for treating the coronavirus.
God. Steam-powered technology. Oh my goodness gracious me. He's on the screen.
One of which included, stay with me here, injecting people with disinfectant. The president's ideas, which were rejected by experts in the briefing room with him, came after a Homeland Security official presented research that found disinfectants, heat and humidity killed the virus on surfaces and in the air.
So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right. And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to
notice who he's speaking to there.
doctors,
He is not speaking to reporters.
Sounds interesting to me.
And he's
A lot
not
of people
being
have been talking
sarcastic.
about summer. Maybe this is one of the reasons. I once mentioned that maybe it does go away with heat and light, and people didn't like that statement very much. The fake news didn't like it at all, and
because
I
it's
just threw it
not
out as
true,
a
you dick.
suggestion. But it seems like that's the case.
It would be irresponsible for
There we
us
go.
to say that we feel that the summer is just going to totally kill the virus and that if it's a free for all and that people ignore those guides. That is not the case.
The president mentioned the idea of cleaners such as bleach and isopropyl alcohol. You mentioned there's no scenario that could be injected into a person, is there?
You know, I'm here to talk about the findings that we had in the study. We don't do that within that lab, our labs.
I would like you to speak to the medical doctors to see if there's any way that you can apply light and heat to cure. You know, that if you could, and maybe you can, maybe you can't.
nodding
Again, I
his
say
head.
maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor.
Oh,
And I'm like
God.
a person.
You're not
I
a
swear
doctor.
to God.
Clearing that one up. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely, absolutely. I kind of, like I said this morning, you know, when I watched Boris Johnson, when I watch Boris Johnson, I kind of sometimes just I find it, you know, find it hard to understand what he's thinking. But when I watch Trump, I've now just switched off from thinking. The guy, when I watch him, it's just I actually feel more stupid from watching him. It's crazy.
It's like it's like a Saturday Night Live sketch that just won't stop. Or like a episode of Naked Gun or something like that.
Yeah, I don't get him at all with that. It's like, do you think because he knows he's the most powerful man in the world, right? You think that he can get away with? No, I think he can just get away with that. You know, that everybody there's shitting themselves because the guy that he was asking the question to with the silver hair, he actually looked a bit nervous sitting in the sides, thinking, "Oh God, I've got to respond to this idiot." You know, I mean,
I know.
it's scary. It's scary. You know, what do you guys all feel about this? In the chit chat, let's have a look. Okay, we're talking about. Oh, I saw something by Equilibrium talking about hand dryers and guys going straight to them. Yes, that does happen. That a friend of mine once told me that when he was in the gents' toilets, you would often see men going straight to the urinal, to the hand dryer to dry their hands, but no washing. That is minging. Proper 100% Ming the merciless. They deserve to get all the nasty bacteria growing on their hands afterwards. It is sterile when it comes out because it's sterile when it's in the body, but it's not good for you. This is not good for you. Okay, that's why it comes out.
See, the current death toll in the United States apparently has passed 50,000.
That's ridiculous. That's awful. You know, it's highly concerned. They're now the most in the world, aren't they? For that.
Yeah, well, don't worry, we'll catch up soon enough because we've got entire crowds of absolute brain dead muppets going out at 8 o'clock every single night, standing side by side, clapping.
As long as you're in the same household and you're not rubbing shoulders with your neighbours.
And
You
no, there's people on bridges and like congregating in large groups. It's actually on the news, and you see them, applauding people at hospitals and stuff like that, and which is great. And I part of me appreciates the sentiment behind it, but the other part of me says, are the people they're applauding?
Say that again. We just lost you a bit there, Barry. Well, I thought I lost you.
Do the emergency services who are getting this round of applause stand there looking at the groups of people? Fuck, I'm going to have to treat them tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, which is crazy.
And not only that, the reason I don't do it, despite having a relative who is fighting on the front lines as a nurse, is we shouldn't be applauding them fighting this fight with next to nothing and being okay with it.
Well, that's a typically British thing, though. This is what my problem is with the whole lack of PPE. It's insane to think, first of all, that we're sending our medical soldiers. That's what they are. They're kind of medical soldiers. So if they're going into battle, just checking the old thing there, nothing there, good. If they're going into battle to fight this virus, okay, without the right equipment, without the right guns, the right armor and things like that, you're absolutely right. We shouldn't be applauding that. It's a great big distraction from the problem. It's like everything that's been said over the past few weeks. We've got the PPE, we can't get it to you. Nonsense. Okay, the PPE is there, the logistics system's there. It's just a simple fact that the main company that's provided this has now just been sold. This is what I found out this morning. The company is a private company that's involved with the United States medical system. It was one of these stealth privatization sort of things for logistics. It happened in Scotland as well under the SNP. They've done it as well. I disagree with it wholeheartedly because this is the problems that you come across. Okay, if something's for sale, it's not business as usual. They want it to think it's business as usual, but it's not. And if we're standing there clapping, saying, well done, guys, for, putting yourselves in harm's way, we're accepting this whole thing without them having the correct things. And yeah, Locals just said just now, why isn't the UK reporting the numbers of recoveries? It's incredible to think that. At the end of the day, it's just going to backfire on them. But my biggest fear is that it won't backfire on them, and the general population won't give a hoot. They'll just be happy to be out their houses again. It's devastating. What do you think?
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, there's another news article there that Dyson apparently were making ventilators. And they've just turned around and said they're no longer required.
That they're no longer required? You're kidding me. That's There's
not quite sure.
Works for an engineering company in Livingston, and they made car parts, like parts of the cars that were specialised and needed to be sterile before they get fitted and stuff. So it was a very specialist place. It was for sports cars and stuff, and they've switched over to making ventilators, but that's under the Scottish government, and they're still making them, because he's considered to be a key worker because he's on the front line creating those sort of things. But that's scary to say that the government. I think it's a financial thing. I think it's like somebody's actually doing a number.
This is according to the BBC website, where they've actually said this is according to Sir James Dyson. His devices that his company were making aren't needed anymore. But is this actually true, or has the company encountered problems?
Well, there we go. We won't know that for a while because that will just disappear under the radar as something else, another topic I wanted to talk about tonight. We can put Trump to the side just now. He's always good for a laugh. So thank you, Donald, for giving us such an awful lot of interesting things to talk about, because you are a bit of a loony with a massive ego, and we like people like that here because it gives us lots and lots of things to talk about. Let's have a quick look at the chat again just now. So we can see local bottoms. I'm just trying to go and find the episode. 2.8 million people infected globally. Wow. Crazy. My son's saying that they do all this to try and cause fear. Absolutely. And Cognac is saying, scary enough, they say that they can get it more than once. So if you recover without a vaccine, you're still viable. Absolutely. Well, we discovered last night through our Icelandic connection that there's a multitude of different versions of mutated virus out there. If you missed Magnus's report, it's worthwhile going back and watching it. He had a lot of very interesting things to say, and his country seems to have a very positive and grown-up approach to dealing with it all. So it's worthwhile actually going back and checking out what you had to say.
Did you hear about the coronavirus test website the UK set up?
Yes, that is. I don't know whether it crashed, but they certainly didn't have enough tests to go around for ordering for people or something as well. It just
the report I read said that the whole thing fell on its arse.
That's crazy. Crazy. There was not enough. One I read as well, there wasn't enough tests. The demand was so high that they ran out of tests by 10 o'clock this morning after going live with it all, which is...
And they're using to deliver NHS supplies to the Isle of Wight.
Yes, but I've got that's one of the things I've got up for it's actually the third item going in after Trump, which is very interesting. We'll do it just now. The BBC, I think you can share pages as well. From you, can you share pages? It might be easier for you to share rather than myself if you've got anything there, Barry, that you want to share. None of your crazy World of Warcraft stuff though tonight, though, please, okay? Or old pictures of.
Damn it! Fine.
Okay, good.
God,
right.
Testing was saying you don't want porn either. God.
No, not tonight, because Paxton's watching and so are my other kids. Okay, so
you're no fun.
No, you're right. I'm not fun. Okay, right, here we go. We've got someone. No, that's not a message for coming on the stream. Okay, so yeah, Barry was just saying there just now that we have something interesting delivering stuff to the Isle of Wight. They're actually using drones to deliver PPE across the water to the Isle of Wight from mainland Great Britain. I'm just bringing.
I'll see if I can grab it.
Okay, it just saves me sharing it and destroying the stream from my end. I can read it off here though. A delivery drone trials between Hampshire and the Isle of Wight has been brought forward. I think that's quite a cool thing to do. Using, I know that Amazon did a bit of that in London with like the quadcopter drones were dropping things off if you had a big enough space to do it. Here comes it done by Lazy. There we go. So yeah, I can't actually read that more than what's on the little screen just now. So let's have a quick look. Can you read that off, Lazy, just now for me? There we go. It's still like tiny on my screen because I'm in the studio software. I won't be able to read the big screen from it. But that looks like a World War II drone. That doesn't even look like a modern drone, you know? But coronavirus.
A makeshift retrofitted one.
Ah, right, fair dues. It's a great idea. You know, it's we should be doing more of that. That's our robust logistical system at play there. You know, that's it being used to its full potential. It's kind of crazy. It's a bit wild. It's a bit Flash Gordon. You know, it's a bit let's do it, and I quite like it. Okay, but why can't we do some other things like just get white vans to get the PPE to hospitals from one central point? That seems too easy for me. Too easy, right? I can close that one down now. Good. Right, and we've talked about the coronavirus test centre. Test website closes after significant demand. The new website for key workers to book coronavirus tests has temporarily closed hours after being opened by the government. Tremendous. Downing Street said 5,000 home testing kits were ordered in the first 2 minutes. About 15,000 tests were booked to take place on Friday at a drive-through sites. Number 10 said the total amount of home testing kits available on Friday were ordered, adding it hoped to have another 18,000 kits available each day for key workers by the end of the week. Now, is that the end of next week or today being the end of the week? But no. And the when I look at the actual thing here just now, there's a link in there. How close is the UK to 100,000 tests a day? I'm actually going to click on that because I'm interested to see. Not fucking close, right? Okay, that's good. We're managing about 20,000 tests a day. I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Going to say 20.
Nonsense. Yeah, they'd be lucky to get 20. That's mental. Absolutely mental. Ah, dear God. Right, we can get rid of that window now as well. Right, so there was something. What was this other one? The PPE supplies in the Independent. Let me just bring up this one. This is like another beautiful, sarcastic moment of nonsense. And we have another gentleman in the green room. Mr. Cognac is in the green room. We will bring him in just a second once this page is loaded up. And in fact, no, we'll bring him in now so we can speak. Good evening, Mr. Cognac. How are you, brother?
Doing good. How's it going, fellas?
It's all right. It's good to see you. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, as per usual. Did you recover from being overwhelmed with the amount of facts from Iceland last night? It was like I was sitting there listening to Magnus going, I'm embarrassed to be in my country right now. Your country's so friggin' grown up. It's unbelievable.
It was like being asked to sit at the grown-ups table.
It was. I was on my perfectly best behaviour. Now, the part that got me the most was I've known Magnus since Paxton was born. So that's like 13 going on 14 years. All right. And I had no idea that Magnus was actually a year younger than Paxton when I first met him. I kind of felt a bit creepy. I felt like a creepy old man, playing computer games with young boys. I felt like, oh, that's a bit iffy, It
makes you feel any better. You came across as a creepy old man. It's fine.
Oh, thanks very much. You're not supposed to say. You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be my friend. I know it's open mic night, but okay?
You're supposed to say something like, you probably made him feel honored to actually even, when you get to play with the big boys, you feel pretty good.
You do careful what you say, Cognac. My brother might be watching this, and he likes to shut people down with conversations like this. All right.
I bumped into a friend of mine on a little while ago. I first met him when I was 4.
Wow. I'm just replying to my son's comment there. Ron Swanson investigates Mojax happy. No fucking way. Right? Absolutely not. He thinks he's funny. No, he does not. Okay. Let's hope that chat actually reaches quick enough before anybody else gets a message. And yes, it did. Thank you very much. Just so you know, Watuzo is my son. All right. So any cheeky comments, okay, feel free to say what you like to him because he's old enough to know better now. Okay. It's a bit crazy.
But old enough to be punished.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. His head is on the floor there, right above a cup of very hot coffee.
Like I say, change the Wi-Fi password.
I will do. Changing the Wi-Fi password is a great idea. Yes.
Oh,
but here's how you reveal the new one. He has to do a number of tasks, and every task that is completed, he gets a new letter of the new password.
Yeah, that works. That kind
Just
of
one
works. But
letter.
I'll be honest with you. He does. He's a good boy. He's a good lad. All right. For a 13-year-old kid, he's brand spanking new. He listens. He does things properly. He still has, that teenage verge part in him, which is like, well, I when he does it, I call him Kevin from Kevin and Perry, and he knows exactly what that means because I'm
You're
before
so
he
unfair.
that's exactly right. So unfair. And he sort of like, I'll speak to him when he goes, huh? Like this in proper grunts. I don't know if anybody else with teenage kids experiences
My
that.
daughter's
But
11 and started doing that when she was 8.
oh my God, that's insane. But
I
no,
guess mine is
that's
a little
really
more
good.
personal. I was the turd growing up in the family of all people. Instead of your term brand spanking new, I gave my dad reasons for brand new ways to spank because
Wow.
I was very I was cheeky. I was
There's
stupid.
nothing
I
wrong with
couldn't close my mouth.
I have so much to add to that one statement, but it'll ruin a future show, so we can't.
No, we don't. The YouTube algorithm does not like such things. We discovered that in another way.
No.
So
Yeah.
I turned around and actually showed Paxton Kevin and Perry videos when he was 8 years old, and I said to him, "I says that's what you will be like when you're a teenager." And he goes, "No, I won't, Daddy. I won't at all. Not at all." He's disagreeing with me. That's good. Yeah, it's unfair. That's good. Right. So, let's see if that page has loaded up yet from the Independent. No, I think it's behind a paywall. Damn it. Yes, here we go. This is to do with the PPE. I'm not going to bring the page into it, but the coronavirus PPE supplies from Turkey, the one that we had an aeroplane sitting in Turkey for, I believe, 12 hours for. Okay, it was a military plane. There's a nice picture of the military Hercules transporter plane beside a jumbo jet on this. It says a delayed shipment of vital medical equipment from Turkey to protect frontline NHS staff against coronavirus reportedly contained just 32,000 gowns, which is only several hours worth of supplies. Wow. So basically, we sent a plane across to Turkey. There was red tape issues between Turkey and the military plane being at a civilian airport, right? And it came back with PPE that would have only lasted, for hours in the industry, hours at the rate that we're going through it just now. But it was a great big publicity opportunity, a media bonanza about we're bringing the supplies in. We're amazing. We look what we're doing, flexing our political muscles globally to get the PPE that we need. Yeah, bullshit. Nonsense. It's all garbage. Garbage. And very, very disappointing in the long run because at the end of the day, what can we do about that? Nothing. We have to wait another 4 years before we can vote the Tories out. Either that or start waving black flags and have a revolution. Nope, can't do that. The algorithm doesn't like rebels. But no, I'm feeling a bit wired about the whole thing. That kind of, when I read that earlier on tonight, it kind of triggered me slightly, thinking I hate all these nonsense publicity stunt things. It's not good at all. Not good at all. Cognac, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, did you watch the Trump thing I started off with earlier on tonight?
Yes. That it's astounding. I'm
That's the word I wouldn't use.
glad he tried. He tried to save himself. Tried to put it in reverse, take back his words a little bit.
Mhm.
But definitely, I gotta hand it to him. It's definitely it was like a stoner's idea for sure. You ask me. It was great just to hear him. I had to picture it in my own head as he said it. I was like, okay, so immunization shot of a vaccine of sterilization into the body, and I like tried to picture it and just go, I pictured all my veins like burning, and like my insides kind of like burning, and just
No, mate, according to Trump, it'll clean you. It's going to
it's
clean
not
you
going-
out. You're
I
going
mean,
to feel shiny from the inside. You know, it's a
No,
bit
no, it's
crazy.
it's only a stop and gap measure until they can figure out how to get the sun inside.
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay. So you know what's funny? That to me was a good one, because if you watch Blade, they use high UV
That's
lights to kill the vampires.
I watched
That's
that a
right.
couple of nights ago, and that's exactly what went through my mind when I watched that film clip.
Oh my God, it's astounding to think that a world leader is that stupid, and the one that's closest to him in the level of IQs runs our country over here.
Seen this coronavirus story about two identical twins who worked in the hospital in Southampton
Yeah, and they passed away, both of them.
within 3 days of each other.
That's crazy. It's, yes, Local has just said exactly what I said this morning. I totally agree with you. He should test it on himself. Absolutely. Bertuzzo's saying it will clean you so good you'll have no red blood cells. It will actually bleach your red blood cells white. Maybe that's what it is. He wants to turn the red blood cells to white blood cells so it actually fights the virus. Shady's saying, my fear is the idiot's going to try it. Yeah, they will. You're absolutely right, Shady. No, the president said this is going to work. Let me just cook up a little bit on the spoon. Did we have to take it in our mouth, or did we have to inject it in our ass? I don't know. But one way or another, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's just insane. I don't get people. It's the more I read about.
There's already the bleaching sticks with a little roller at the end. Like,
that would work. That would
you
good.
just got to change it into the nose spray shooter.
I just want to know what brand of disinfectant he wants to use, and how many
Fabuloso.
company are going around going as recommended by Donald Trump, you know, and if
Yeah.
the sales would be increased, it's crazy, right? Okay. I'm an hour ahead of you, Mo, and your morning streams are still too early for me. Local bottom, that's okay. Don't worry.
No,
about
your
it.
alarm's too late. If you set your alarm 4 hours ahead of Mo's podcast, you actually do stand a chance of being up.
Yeah, you can go back and watch it anytime. I'll tell you what, I've said to a couple of people that live in different parts of the world, I'd be happy to do a once a week maybe once or twice a week, a lunchtime show for a laugh. It'll be super informal, and you might have to wait until I get my new phone, because my new contract has unlimited Wi-Fi on it, and I can do it when I go for a walk or something, which would be quite good. And you get to see things in the summer. So we'll talk about that another time. And it also means if I do it once a week, it'll be like on my day off when I return back to work, you know, which will be good. The white cells must be the best because they are white. Oh, controversial.
It would be controversial if it wasn't for the fact somewhere there's an entire state that's thinking that.
Yep, absolutely. Maybe not an entire state. Maybe actually. Yeah.
With a little banjo accompaniment in the background.
I'll go. You know, we'll limit to a church. I don't want to brand everybody in a state to be a bit crazy. I like that, the white cell.
I live in the UK. I'm perfectly happy branding an entire state.
Yeah, okay. You can do what you like. I'm the one who's got my name on the friggin' broadcast, friggin' YouTube channel. It's me that gets.
I know a guy who, I won't mention Anthony's name because that would be wrong.
Okay.
Who has his abuse on his domain name, the only visible thing, because he's got to have visible for somebody to contact. Unfortunately, it's local police station.
Oh dear.
And Anthony is.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Local bottom saying 4 hours ahead of his stream. That's when I go to bed. That's cool. Listen, if you miss it, it's always there on YouTube to watch back. And I will do one day do a nice little fun afternoon stream, just once in a blue moon, just for people, and I'll plug it well in advance. 1 second, yes, young man. Okay, night night. I love you. You want me to be a bit more quiet? Do you want to go sleep in your own room? Okay, then shut up now. Okay, good lad. I love that boy. He's a good. That's the second youngest. Okay, so we're kind of not going to talk about anything else that's controversial tonight. So wait, what? And my audio is my audio cutting out? Did you say local? Can you guys?
It's fine here.
It's fine
I
for
can hear
you.
you fine.
Cool. Right, nice one. Yeah, so we won't talk about anything else that's more triggery or anything like that, or going to raise my blood pressure slightly. We've got two more things I want to talk about. One is I've found another set of memes and jokes about coronavirus. So we'll look at that, and then we'll talk about what's happening over the weekend and on Monday night as well, which is going to be good fun. So let me just... I wonder if I'll be able to share this. If we lose the stream again, I apologize. I want to actually share this with you because it's good fun. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes the... I've only got 2 tabs open, so it should be okay. Are we doing it? Is it working? Yes, it is working. So far, anyway. Yes. Brilliant. Right, it'll be popping up on the screen in a second. And, oh, come on. Come on. You know, no. Yeah. Is it? Yes, perfect. Good. Right. So, let's look. We're not going to look at them all. We'll just look at some of the ones I found funny. Once they come out with a coronavirus vaccine, I don't want to see any of you anti-vaxxers getting one. Don't be a hypocrite. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not a pro-vaxxer. I'm just a choice man. If you want to use them, use them. But it's always funny. I asked the nurse when Paxton was born. See these 3-in-1 inoculations, 3-in-1 vaccines. How do you know that they're not forming new compounds when they're mixed together in that wee bottle before you stick it in my child? And the nurse looked at me like, I don't know. Never thought of that. I says, well, I'll tell you what, before you stick them with the needle, go and find out, please. And she did. She found out, and she said that there was there's a chemical. This didn't give me any confidence whatsoever. It says there's a chemical in them that basically keeps them from forming other compounds. And I said, what is that chemical? And she was like, I don't know. I said, well, you better find out before you stick my son with a needle. So immediately after that, I arranged for my son to have, much to his discontent, 3 separate injections. I didn't have to pay for it at the time. You have to pay for it now. But nowadays, the vaccinations are, what's the word I'm looking for? They're separated with less active chemicals and more inert chemicals, which is much better. Much better. What? It was Barry what? What did Barry do? All right. Okay. Good. Okay. It was your audio that was cutting out, Barry, apparently, but it's okay now. You'll get your TB vaccination. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get it. All right. Yes, he's not getting away with not getting his TB vaccination at school. Not happening. Right. So let's move on to the next one here. Prediction, there will be a minor baby boom in 9 months. Okay, this is great. And then one day in 2033, we shall witness the rise of the quarantines. I thought that was clever. The quarantines.
My cousin is actually a direct correlation right now to that statement. I'm gonna be
Really?
we just found out like a couple days ago.
Oh,
they were stuck together indoors for so long. Yeah, no, it was kind of cool. But yeah, that statement hits the nail on the head of Hey, what can you do if your couple's stuck in together the whole time?
So they've been like going at it like locomotive trains, basically indoors, giving it like the woo woo.
It's it's super awesome. Yeah, wait.
Good for them.
So, yeah, good stuff.
That's good. We like that. It's a good story. Right.
My little brother sent me a meme, but I can't show the pictures.
Aw.
but
Okay.
but I can read it out though. It's stay at home and we can make COVID-19 disappear, just like England losing points lead in rugby.
Just like you broke up there at my end. England losing the
A
World Cup
31 point
rugby.
lead in rugby.
Yes.
1.0 lead.
That's a reference to Scotland coming back during the Six Nations rugby tournament here last year. It was the best comeback in rugby history, probably ever in the history of rugby. If you don't follow rugby, it's a perfectly good in-joke for Barry and myself because we're rugby guys. We like watching that. I would like to say it's like your American football, but played by men. Okay?
You guys
That's all I'm
actually
gonna-
have more contact, don't you? There's way more contact involved.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
actually
One rugby player who's played both said the biggest difference that he noticed is in rugby, 99% of your hits are coming from a 90-degree angle in front of you.
Yeah.
Whereas on an American football pitch, you can be hit from all sides.
okay.
But he says Americans play with pads, and the only two pads you get in rugby are a groin guard and a gum shield.
Yeah, you can.
Whoa,
you can wear.
seriously? You guys just tank it. You guys just tank it in the rugby. Oh, that's freaking hard.
Here's
Pretty
Cognate.
crazy.
That's why men play it. It's proper men play rugby, man. That's a man's sport.
Cognate. After this, go on YouTube and just look up rugby's greatest hits.
Right on.
I will also point out that most of the guys making these tackles did not finish the game.
You may see some broken bones in the process of that video as well, and some desperately sounding hollow thunks of heads cracking together. All right, it's terminally frightening. Some of these rugby tackle videos, it really is. Why did you say for him to go and watch rugby's greatest hits, man? That gave me nightmares watching that.
I just laughed because I had
You're sick.
No, I had Cammy Murray in my gym class.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you?
Yeah, Cammy Murray played. I played against him in almost every single game at school. He was on our year. He's a Scotland player or a former Scotland player. In fact, so was his brother. And we had a guy who was like a foot taller than him, who worked on a farm, who was like a brick outhouse, and his little funny thing to do was kick the ball and keep running towards the ball, as he's entitled to do, wait for the opponent to catch it. He'd then pick up the little opponent with the ball and run with the guy on his shoulder with the ball and then throw him onto the try line to try and score.
By local bottom.
That's so cool.
By local.
That's insane. That is insane. Ah, man, I swear. Right, enough rugby talk. Let's just talk a couple more of these memes, and then I want to talk about what's happening at the weekend before we go. Every disaster movie starts with the government ignoring a scientist. Yes, it does. I feel like watching a disaster movie after this tonight. That might be the latest Star Wars film, to be perfectly honest.
They turned The Purge into a series.
Yes, so they have. I might watch some of that. I quite like this one that's playing just now. It's like somebody using one of those little hoovering robot things, pretending that it is a curling. Genius. If you need 144 rolls of toilet paper for a 14-day quarantine, you probably should be seeing a doctor long before COVID-19. Yeah, I like that one. Right, wait, hang on. That's boring. Right, let's have enough. We've had enough of them. We've had enough of them. I'm not doing any more. Right. Okay, so we have been on for just coming up for an hour. I am not going to take it past longer than another couple of minutes tonight, guys, because it is going into... That's okay. I know that. I was just doing that on purpose. Thanks for pointing that out. He's awake again. He's not going to sleep. Going with what we were just talking about with regards to the weekend ahead. Tomorrow, I won't broadcast. It's like Saturday, I kind of keep for family and for doing a little bit of admin, a little bit of optimizing in the morning before everybody gets up of everything. See you later, local. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, my friend. It's always good to have you. It's great. But over the weekend, if you are on our Discord, there is a channel called Watch Party Weekend in Tier 3, and it's got 2 videos in it. One which is a King Arthur movie called King Arthur Legend of the Sword, which is basically a fantastic... I really enjoyed watching it. It's a popcorn movie. It's very silly, but I don't think it's supposed to be silly, but it's quite a good retelling of the King Arthur story. And the reason I've put that one on is because we're starting a new program on Monday called The Round Table, which is kind of like a dissecting of movies and products, reviewy type show, discussion portal type thing going on, whereas basically we've always been talking about COVID stuff, this is now moving in the channel into other realms of discussion. So it's kind of like an open mic night, but instead of letting Barry off the leash and to take the mickey out of me, we'll just reel him back in a little bit, okay? Yes, you can pout all you like, all right? You can pout all you like, all right? But it's this week we're going to be looking at a documentary and a movie. And if anybody ever wants us to talk about something or go and find something out or to try something, I'm all for that. Okay, the panel doesn't need to try everything. One of us just needs to try it. So if there's something like a new fast food joint that opens and you want one of us to go and try it, we might not have one in our town, but somebody in the community might, and then goes and tries that fast food thing and makes a wee video for it, sends me the footage, I can upload it, we can play it. Okay, that sort of thing. But this week it's just 2 movies. It's one from the Venus Project called It's Your Choice, which is a great one to kind of get you thinking in a different way, a different paradigm, a different economy type thing. I just want to say again that I am not sucked into the Venus Project cult type status of stuff. I just take the best bits of their shows to talk about. And then also the King Arthur movie. So we're going to be looking at those. So if you want to join us for that or want to be part of the panel for that, get in touch. Get in touch either through Discord or the Radio Apocalypse Instagram, DM me thing. And yeah, that is all there is for that. Do you guys have anything you want to say before I run off to the toilet? Because I am bursting. In fact, you know what? You guys talk for 2 minutes because I think there's going to be an accident here if I don't go to the toilet. Okay, I'm going to mute myself and
you're getting on a bit, mate.
Old man's bladder. Back in a minute.
Give it back.
It's okay. I understand. I've totally blown a hole through my tchotchkes.
I don't know. Both wimps.
Oh man.
No, it's a good job we're doing this late at night because otherwise I would get just put on the guitar.
I am glad he did start to do it the 2 hours earlier, because it already felt pretty gnarly that I was getting on at 4 to your guys' midnight, and then when I heard your guys' hour change is actually like months or a month even after ours, I was like, wait, your guys' hasn't happened yet? So I was like, oh, so now it's going to be 1 o'clock when you actually, I was like, okay, so 12, I was like, 5. I feel better because of the whole, it's actually cool to see you guys, a tad more awake. I always felt like I was a little too much for you guys because I was like fresh awake and you guys were like midnight to 1 p.m. originally.
Yeah. No. Too much coffee, Shady. That's exactly what it was. And I had a half a big bottle of beer at the barbecue as well, which was great.
Oh, nice.
It was a beautiful beer. It was an Edinburgh beer, so it was good. Who's talking about Star Wars there?
Ooh, Star Wars versus Star Trek. Does that count as controversial?
I like them both.
See, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, cool.
See, that was Will Wheaton was asked about it, and he once said, he says, Star Wars is sci-fi and Star Trek is sci-fact.
I suppose, but we don't still.
That's
And
pretty.
you're
You know,
welcome.
that's cool.
You
That
know.
I can.
But there's an interesting thing that I've been following on YouTube for a while, about a week now, and it's a certain YouTuber we won't name, who's been going around abusing the power of. She's got this YouTuber has a huge following, and when you get a huge amount of following, YouTube give you an account manager to interact with. And what this person's been doing is flagging other people's videos. If they mention her, if they comment on her, if she doesn't like what she hears, she flags it. And almost every single time, they get taken down.
Wow, that's it. That's really bad.
But this naughty little YouTuber has been doing quote-unquote reaction videos to anime films, but not really reacting or commenting or editing the video in any way and showing the whole thing.
Oh,
wow.
that's
She got busted.
Has she
And
been
then
busted? Yeah. I remember you talking about this before. She actually now in trouble.
Oh, apparently there's two Japanese film studios who are actually in talks and investigating her. They know she's doing it, and she's even stupid enough to show the wrong screen at one point in one of her videos, and it showed all her actually with her history open on all the flags she raised against one particular channel, and people in her Patreon. She had it behind a paywall as well. And above all else, she even faded it out on her YouTube videos, so and Vimeo videos, so it wouldn't get flagged as much.
Wow!
But she's been caught. She's been caught left, right, and center. The Patreon has been stripped of all videos. I think the YouTube there's certain videos that are being ripped out of YouTube, and she's even started turning on her own fans who are paying money to her, and then complaining that they're not really getting what they've paid for, and then she's then turning on them. So they're all now collecting screenshot after screenshot and sending it to everybody else.
We're all doing sort of YouTube things because we enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy your guys' company. I enjoy it when people come and watch us and comment and the chat. I'm looking forward to the tech upgrade so I can stream and enjoy it in a different way and bring other things. But the one thing that you could never allow it to do is to kind of to change in any way. I mean, it will do to some of these people that are super duper famous that have millions of followers. I get that. I get how difficult it can be not to change if you walk down your street and you're recognized. I'm not, there's 6-7 people watching us just now, and fair enough, we might get, 20 to 40, playbacks later on over the next, 3 days or something. But I'm here to enjoy myself and have fun. I don't think that, unless, I move house, it won't go any further than a black screen behind me here. Behind that is the wall that you see in the morning stream. That's my living room there. I just like it to look a bit more professional at night time. But it's a shame that people have done that though, Barry. They know at the end of the day,
the thing is, they reckon that at one point she must have been pulling down about 10 grand a month.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shady's just said there's plenty of idiots out there with more dollars than cents. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a damn shame. Right, we're going to go. We've hit 1:08, which is good. It means that I can now go, and I've got to go and do other things with the Instagram. Can I ask you all, if you go and have a wee look at the Instagram, go and plug the Instagram out, because it's a great way of this is like I say, it's an experiment in social media that I'm doing. I'm streamlining it and optimizing it the way that these two particular people who are social media gurus, so to say. I spent like 4 or 5 weeks watching hours and hours, or listening to hours and hours of how people optimize their social media. Okay, and I would say 99% of it was bullshit and nonsense, absolute garbage. People were talking about this is how you hack the algorithm, this is how you work around it and circumvent this, that, and the other. But these two people were very much the only people I came across that said, You need to work with the algorithm. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this fresh new Instagram account. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually pans out over the next sort of 8 weeks. See if it works. But it needs support from people to go in and do the things that they need to get done. So I will let you know how it worked. I will do a report on Radio Apocalypse social media once a week to tell you how that's coming along. But in the meantime, gentlemen, if you don't mind staying in the green room, I'll speak to you in just a second. Thank you very much, Barry, for being with us tonight. It's been a pleasure with you in the open mic in Cognac as well. And open mic is every Friday. So if anybody does want to come on to open mic, apart from my son who's sitting down there because he's a cheeky shit, he's not getting to come into it at all. And he's just done a terrible, as if to say, "Oh, Dad, please." No, why are you saying that? It's so unfair. It's so unfair. It's all my fault. He's called Kevin on me now. That's crazy. So thank you. Thank you as well, Cognac, for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure. I will now take you guys out the stream. Wave goodbye. Bye. Bye. And good night, Equilibrium. Good night, Virtuoso. Good night, everybody joining us. I appreciate my little growing community of people that come and join us every night. I will be back on Sunday morning with the Sunday papers at 9:30, and then in the evening we also have part 2 on Ron's channel of the Moors murders, which is quite a interesting tie-up to end the tale on Serial Sunday. So yes, I hope to see you all on Sunday, and go and watch the videos. Go and join our Discord, and then go and watch the videos, and we'll have a good chat on Monday night about what they're all about. You take care and have a good Saturday. Speak to you all soon.